Yo, yo, welcome to the No Limit Podcast, once again known as the No Sinning Godcast, here with the Son and Holy Spirit, Any Bull, and your father, No Limit Eddie. Here in my papal drobe. I called him the Son and Holy Spirit, but Any Bull has not been filled with our Lord in the months as of late.
Yeah, straight from Christ.
Tonight's first topic is something that we all go through, whether we want to admit it or not. Self-sabotage. So we're going to start off with a little tale, a little monologue, if you will,
Or something you should
of the last few months of Any Bull's life, his downhill tumble.
If you want to find out exactly what
I'll
not
give you
to
the
do,
stage.
if you want to find out exactly what not to do, listen to this first topic, because this is exactly what you should not be doing with your life. But you want to go in other topics, or you want to just go right into it?
No, we'll go right into it, because the topics kind of flow tonight, so we'll get there.
Okay, I do
Three
want to shout. I
topics,
also
like
do want
always.
to shout out. Like last week, shout out Mary for coming on and killing it. Mortician episode was fire, success. But we did we're in a rush, like new set, like we got it together like pretty quickly, and
Yeah.
I think like the quality kind of dipped. Apologies for that, but I think that we corrected it this week with like better lighting and stuff, and we added Not Afraid to the instant beef board. So I kind of wanted to shout that out because it wasn't on there.
Yeah.
But other than that. So
Audio content was quality, as always.
audio content was fine. I mean, it's not like the video was terrible. I'm just saying, usually our video looks really crisp, but I felt like the lighting was like bright, especially like on the cuts.
Yeah.
Like on the cuts, you can tell it was like really like super bright in here. But
Straight out of season 2 piece.
yeah, remember that episode, dude?
Nah, season 2 in general, I'm talking about. Like, just go through season 2, all the different lighting.
The one where we're wearing the sunglasses. I'm talking about Lil Nas X. I think I made the worst episode ever. I can't even watch that one because it looks like
Down in the comments, what's the worst No Limit Podcast episode
it's
of all
gotta
time?
be that one, bro. It's gotta be. It has to be.
But knowing what we do, that's a good debate for our show. Like,
It's
there's
so
going
far
to be
out-
some that are just, they ain't hitting.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be some episodes that are just like, man, damn,
That didn't work.
I mean, dude, we are. This is gonna be episode 52, bro. Like we're up there.
Yeah.
We're climbing the charts. It's only up from here, dog. You know what I mean?
Definitely for you, it's only up from here.
It is only up from here for me. All right. So
What do you want to get into first? Are you
so
going to talk?
I wanna
Are you gonna
talk
talk about
about-
last night, or are you going to talk about months ago?
I'm gonna start from months ago. So start from months ago. I got arrested. All right. Now, I'm not a criminal. I'm not a violent guy, right? But you know, shit happens. You get into altercations or whatever. Got into an altercation.
Spend a night in a slammer.
Spend the night in the slammer. It happens. You know, it gets the best of you. So what
And
happened?
the reason you couldn't talk about it is because this is serious. You got into a court case and all
I
that.
had to like go to court.
So that's why we've left it till now.
Yeah, I had a lawyer. It was actually pretty crazy. It actually was like drawn out. So this happened like in the middle of May. May 20th or something like that. And it just got resolved. It's November. You know what I mean? So it definitely took a minute. For like a stupid ass case, if you ask me. But that's another story.
All right, so what happened?
So, so this table, I was out with my friends, right? We're at the bar drinking. Nice place. Whatever.
You want to name it?
No, I don't want to shout them out.
Don't want the free clout for them.
Yeah, no, I just don't, no. I don't want to shout them out. I don't want to give them anything. I'm not going to, I won't even give away any names. I won't give away my lawyer's name. I won't give away anything.
Word.
I
You
wanna
could
keep-
just tell me
I
after.
wanna
I'll hit
keep
it
it
with
all-
eggs on
all-
my way home.
Yeah. I'll give you the full scoop, but I'll blue ball the fans. So, we were at a table, like 6 guys, right? And there was a table behind us, and like someone from their table like fell. Like they were like drunk as shit, fell out of their chair, and we were like laughing because why wouldn't you? And they were like, "Oh, you think that's funny?" Like whatever. And we were like, "Yeah, it actually is," because they just fell out of the chair. Like, what are you talking? Like, you're really gonna like break our balls for laughing at that? Like, you should own it.
It's funny.
Yeah, come on. Like your friends are lush. But so we were laughing, whatever, and then we were like talking shit all night back and forth. It got heated, and I remember we were all
So how many hours were you talking shit back and forth for?
a
though?
few, like it wasn't like constant though. Like we were like, "Yeah, fuck you," and then like go back to doing our shit and like like pussy, like shit like that.
And then it just started building
yeah,
up.
and then you get drunk and it's just everyone's fucking getting hammered. So it always ends like that. Now, I don't remember what started it, but they came to our table. We're all standing up. The bouncers come over to us to like.
And you had like 4 dudes with you.
At this point, one of them left. 2 of them left. So yeah, it was 4 of us. We had 6. We're down to 4, right?
So they waited till you lost 2 guys.
Waited till we lost 2 guys.
Clowns.
Yep. Now, so I don't know why, but the bouncers like targeted us for like starting a problem. I don't know. Maybe they recognized the other kids. They don't recognize us. So maybe we were the outside. I don't know what the deal is. But they immediately, in my recollection, which isn't much of what was going on, because like you're also like your adrenaline's up. Like you don't really, even though I was drinking, like you really just don't think like. It's a different way of thinking in those situations. You know, when you're about to get in like a fight in like a public setting like that, like you're definitely in a different awareness. So no one fought, but the bouncer had to remove me, I guess, for getting loud to the bouncer. And I was like, dude, why are you throwing me out? Like I didn't start this fight.
Now, am I missing something? Because I feel like when I heard about this initially, there was something with the chairs inside. I know what happens later on.
So apparently, I may have tried to flip the table.
Oh, okay. Of the other party or your own table?
Our own table at that point,
because they came over to you and there was a commotion going on, so you tried to flip the table.
Because I was basically saying like, I'm not starting any trouble. Like if you want me to start trouble, and then I'll flip your table. And I don't know why.
And this is what brings the bouncer over.
This is where my mind goes to the wrong place. So, and when you're drinking, you make stupid decisions. These are all stupid decisions because it's all dumb shit. You know what I mean? And it's only shit you would do if you were drinking. Drinking is a fucking issue.
Self-sabotage.
It's self-sabotage.
Major component of self-sabotage, drinking.
Self-sabotage is a major component of drinking. Drinking is a major component of
alcohol is poison. I just want you guys to know that. It's literally poison. So you feel that way because your body is fighting it off, and that's why you feel all funky.
They threw me down the steps. Like they not threw me down the steps, but I had to go down the staircase, and they were escorting me out of the bar. I go outside. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then I grab like 3 of their chairs and just toss them to the street. The street's dead. It's like 1:30 in the morning.
Now, are these chairs out of their condition before you touch them? Are they 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10?
10 out of 10. They're
pristine outdoor chairs.
Pristine chairs. I threw them into the street. They were still pristine chairs, I would imagine. I don't think I obliterated 3 chairs.
Wooden?
Huh?
Wooden chairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I threw them probably like 10 feet.
Were there cars in the street?
No.
That's good for you.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. If I wouldn't have thrown it through the window. I wouldn't have thrown it at a car. I wouldn't have done that. Because it was an empty street and it was a fucking dead ass night. I was like, fuck you. Like, go pick these chairs up. That's the way I thought about my mind. Like, yeah. Like, that's the pussy mentality I have. Was like, you're gonna pick this shit up for kicking me out.
Nah, I feel you though.
Then they had a big flower bed.
You're drunk. You want to get the last word, so to speak.
Yeah, you're just, again, dumb decision. I could have just sat outside, waited for my friends, and just left. And just went home, and this would have all been avoided. But because I was drinking, I did dumb shit. So, fast forward to me dumping out the big-ass flower bed into the street that they had outside. Somebody from the bar comes out and starts filming me. I'm not having that. So I just turn my back and just start walking. Now I'm thinking of my next move. I'm like, all right, this is bad now. Because now I'm being, like, filmed.
You dumped out a flower bed full of dirt?
Yeah, like, there's a video somewhere of me doing this. And now this guy's filming me as I'm walking away. I was like, I gotta get. And he's like, yeah, he's cutting up fucking Larson Street. You know, like they're just
on the phone.
Yeah, on the phone, the police. I'm like, all right, I gotta dip.
Now, did you know it was the police on the phone for sure?
I just assumed.
Right.
I just assumed, and he was filming at the same time. So he's on the phone with the police and filming. So I'm like walking away. I'm like, all right. I'm like side eyeing like alleys and shit. I'm like, all right. I like went into fucking parkour mode, bro. I'm dipping and dunking.
Morrison.
Bro, I'm dipping and dunking. I'm dodging. I'm fucking jumping on this. I'm jumping on radiators.
White Goodman be proud.
I'm hopping fences, bro. I'm like, you ever see like Survivor? And like they do like those big games and like they're like climbing up the thing and then they run down. And like I was doing that shit, bro.
You're doing the wipeout course?
I was out, bro. I was like a Ninja Warrior. I was like zipping through fucking electric wires. So did all that. Imagine me getting away like that from the cop.
That's what you were doing.
Did all this crazy shit just to get a block over. And then the cops just swarmed me. Now, they ordered me to stand down.
So you're running through the alleyway, you pop out the other side and there's cop cars. How many?
Bro, I'm like hustling, bro. Like I'm like, yeah.
And you just look,
and shit. I'm
it's
like,
all
yeah,
cop cars.
I'm dipping this.
Right.
And then I come out, it's all cop cars. Get the fuck on the fucking ground. I'm
and
like,
how many cop cars was it?
There was like 2 or 3. But one officer was like in charge of like arresting me.
Right.
And
But
he
there was
obviously-
2 or 3 cars.
And I was like
there.
still talking shit. Like it was just like one of those things. And
Guns drawn?
I remember, but I don't know if I was just so hammered it might have been like a taser. Or like they could have just
Maybe.
been like faking. Or maybe I just made it up because I was hammered. I really don't remember. But I remember there being some kind of weapon.
I'm going to say it real quick, then we'll move on. No limit. If you were black, you've been dead.
Yeah, probably, honestly.
Go
Like,
ahead.
if I like the
Continue.
way I'm thinking about it, I probably would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's an unfortunate reality, but definitely right. Now, so I get in the cop car, I'm talking shit, whatever. I get to the police station. They put me in jail. They didn't even fingerprint me or anything. So like, I've been arrested.
So you
before.
talk shit to the cop while you're in the car.
Yeah, I was talking shit to the guy as he was like telling the cop like what I did. I was like, "You're still a bitch." Like I was like,
Oh, the guy from the
like as I was
from
in the,
the
back
restaurant.
of the car, as I was in the back of the car,
because he
handcuffs.
came around the block to see you get arrested.
Yeah, and tell the cop like what
He
happened.
wanted that visual pleasure.
Yeah,
of
he
seeing
definitely
you
wanted.
arrested.
He definitely got some joy out of it, which I would have too if I was him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You definitely want to get like, you're an idiot. Like, yeah, you're talking shit to me from the back of a cop car in handcuffs, going to jail. Like, you're an idiot. Like, you know what I mean? But in my mind, I'm the winner.
Yeah, you're trying to get that
In my
last word.
in my stupid drunk
Like
mind.
we talked about, you're trying to get that last word.
So, my mouth's going so dry.
Little water break.
They didn't even fingerprint me or anything when I got to the station because I was hammered. Like they didn't even want to deal with me, bro. So they threw me in a cell, and I just start fucking with them from the cell. I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself if I'm in here all night. I was like, you think if I just jump off this bench, I'll break my neck? Like I was just like, yeah, I don't want to be in here. Like get me out. Like I'm going home. Like after like a while, the cop came in just like defeated. He's like, dude, you're not going home. You're hammered. Please stop. Like he just couldn't take it anymore. Like he was sitting there like I'm ignoring him.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring him. And I
it
just
went too far.
He was like, no. Please stop. I said, all right, well.
So you're in a holding cell.
Yeah.
And you're by yourself?
But there's no windows, there's no gate or anything. It's all concrete walls and concrete floor.
So what did the door look like?
Just a metal door.
With bars?
No.
So you were in like solitary confinement.
Solitude. It was a toilet and a bench.
You threw 3 chairs into the street and you ended up with the same fate as a dude who probably committed like mass murders in a solitary confinement cell.
Yes. There
for
was
24
there
hours.
wasn't even like a fucking like when jails like in like movies they have like that one little high window at the top that like they try to like look out for light. They didn't even have that. Like it was a solid wall. Fucking toilet and just not a chair, nothing, just a bench.
And
that's,
the toilet
built,
had like a water fountain on top, right?
Yeah, and it's built into the wall. Like the bench is like built, it's like molded into the wall and the floor. It's like one thing.
No bed.
No bed, nothing. Bro, ice cold. I had my arms in my shirt and my head. All in my shirt. Screaming. Yelling
right now.
Yelling at the cops like this. Like I was like this. I was like, yeah, you think if I fucking jump off the bench, I'll die? like saying shit like that. I hope I don't choke on something like just like fucking around. So, and I was spitting all over the floor. So the cop came in and was like, can you stop spitting on the fucking floor? I was like, also I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
It was just so dumb. And I said, all right, well if I'm gonna shut up, I just need a blanket. I was like, you got a blanket? And he was like, yeah, I'll be right back. He literally, I don't even know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's like literally a suicide prevention thing. It's like you can't like tie a blanket around and like hang yourself with it. I don't know, but they literally gave me a man-size manila folder to lay in. I literally got in a fucking FedEx package and like laid in it.
Bro, the shit you were saying though, they don't know you from a can of paint.
No,
they
nothing.
might really have given you
Yeah.
the precautions for somebody who's suicidal.
It really
if
might
you're
have been.
saying that shit,
Now that you say that, it really makes sense. It's like, what the fuck is this? He's like, it's all we got. I was like,
It's all we
what the
got.
fuck is this? Dude, it was the most bizarre thing ever. And then picture me with my head and arms in my shirt inside a manila folder in a fucking solitude cell. It was a wild fucking experience.
Right.
And then it was like 5:30. They just opened the door and they're like, you just get out. Just leave.
Yeah.
I thought I was in the clear. I thought like that was the end of it. I'm out. I'm standing in the street, my belt in my hand, like just defeated.
Belt in hand.
Belt in hand, phone in hand, keys in hand, like everything in my hand, like just t-shirt all fucked up.
So what happened when they let you out?
I was just a free man in the streets.
So how did it go though? Like explain to me. You're sitting in the cell. You got you're in the folder.
Yeah.
And a dude just walks
They just
up,
open the door.
opens the door and says, "Get out."
Yeah, they're like, just get out.
And what I find funny is they let you out like some side exit, right? And
Yeah.
you're just like Grand Theft Auto style. Like you open the door and you're just...
Yeah, I was just out there. I was out there again in life. And it was like 5:30 in the morning, so like the sun was just rising. And there was like one person, I remember I was just watching, they were just going for a run, and they were going around the block. And I was just counting like how many times they came by. I was just sitting on a bench. I was like, this is such a weird moment in time.
So how long did you sit on that bench before you decided, like, I got to make a move here?
I was just
I
was just sitting on the bench, and it, like, I was just thinking like about the prior events. Like I was obviously just in jail. I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Mm-hmm. Like what? Like how did I even end up in this position? Like how did this how could this have happened? Like it's just so dumb. And that's like that right there is self-sabotage. Like that is something that annoyed me for months, cost me money, cost me time, cost me dignity, honestly. Like it cost you a lot of shit. Like, and for what? For what gain? Really? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like exactly. I don't know.
But you were smart about it, though. You got a lawyer for the court case.
I had to. So this is actually this is actually crazy.
Now let's get into how they tried to fuck you, though.
This is actually crazy. So
now you're gonna air out. You're not gonna use any names, but you are gonna air out the fact that everybody in that county is in cahoots.
And I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, but I think it's a little shady.
Dude, tell the story. Every person listening to this podcast will think that they are fucking in cahoots when you tell the story.
So I show up for the preliminary hearing, right? And I meet with my lawyer, and he walks in for 2 minutes, right? He walks in for like two minutes, and he goes, "All right, let's go." I'm like, "Let's go?" He's like, "Yeah, we're leaving." I was like, "Dude, sweet, you're a man." I was like, "This is awesome," because I know it's a stupid case, so it's not like unbelievable.
So you expected it to go that way?
I expected me to just literally show up and leave and be like, "All right, pay us this money and leave." So
you're never expecting jail time.
No, not at all.
Which is next topic.
So we walk outside and he's like smiling. I'm like, "Dude, you're the man." And he's like,
"You think it's all sunshine and dandy?"
They said you caused $8,600 worth of damage and they're gonna charge you with a felony. I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, like, and it's possible it could be like 3 years in jail." Like just saying all this shit. He's like, "This is what they were just talking about." I was like, "How did this possibly just go from we're gonna walk in, pay a fine, and leave to me like literally getting a felony in jail time?" There's something's wrong here, all right? Something's wrong here. And the cop looked like, at first he was like, "You got a lawyer?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay." And then he left. Like,
so he wanted an answer to that question, though. That's where it's immediately, to me, signs start to go off, red flags.
Yeah, he's like, "You got a lawyer?"
That he's shady. He asked you if you got a lawyer.
He ended up being a cool
guy. And his facial expression changed based on your answer.
Yeah, he ended up being a cool guy to me. But
once he found out you got a lawyer.
Yeah, so my lawyer's like, "Yeah, all right." He said, "You got friends that were there already." He said, "All right, call them, see if, like, obviously they know that didn't happen. Like, see if we can get them to, like, testify if we need to. Like, whatever that needed to if that ever needed to go that way." So I walk out. I'm like, "All right, whatever, dude." And then some other cop pulls into the parking lot. Like, just, like, like, for some reason, like, spins into the parking lot in a truck. And he's like, "Are you dang on it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You need down at the station. You got to get fingerprinted. You never got fingerprinted that night." I was like, "What is going on right now? This is like such a wild, like, where, like, how, like, this is such a wild scenario, bro."
Right.
Like, I don't know. So I go down to the station and I'm sitting like right outside of the cell that I was in, which is just like another big room where they have like their computers and stuff. I'm waiting to get fingerprinted. I'm talking to the cops. I'm sitting there. I'm like wearing like a dress shirt and a tie and stuff. It's funny as fuck. So my mugshot, I asked my lawyer for it. I was like, "You think you can get my mugshot? Like, how can I get access to it?" He's like, "I'll ask the cop." He's like, "I never had anybody ask for that before." I was like, "I want it." But I'm in like a dress shirt and tie and shit. It's probably funny. So I'm sitting there and he's like, "Oh, actually, I got the real number for what you owe." This is the cop that arrested me. He's like, "I got the real number for what you owe. Give me 1 second." And he literally goes to the phone and calls the owner of the shop. And bro, they're shooting the shit like they go to fucking every Phillies game together.
Yeah.
They're laughing. They're
another red flag right there.
Right.
Boom.
And
we got another one, Johnny.
He did it in front of me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I don't know. And then he goes, "Yeah, actually, you caused $1,100 worth of damages."
And that was
This
my
is right
my
after-
immediate question was how you go from 8,600
Correct.
to 15 minutes later 1,100.
Mm-hmm.
$7,500. You just
It wasn't even 15 minutes later.
You just missed out on it. Well, actually, the 7,500 was this.
What he said was, "Oh, he gave me the bill for everything that he's fixing." I was like, "You talked to him on the phone. You talked to him on the phone. What do you mean? Like that didn't happen. Like you're lying." So, long story short, my lawyer sticked it to him, and he's like, "Nah, I'm a lawyer. Like that's legit. Like that didn't happen. We all know that didn't happen, and I'm sure that's what happened." And the judge was like, "All right, charges dropped." Yeah, she was like, "You're actually a really handsome guy. You know, you should not have these charges. I'm not going to give you anything."
Damn.
Nah,
She
she
said
didn't
that?
say. I wish. That's what I heard.
Was she good looking?
No,
The judge?
I mean, she's an older lady, but that's what I heard when she was talking.
If you had to do it to get out of jail, would you?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So I'm guessing that
I would do anything to get out of jail.
So I'm guessing that means that you don't think you'd fare well in prison, which is our second topic. So if you had to spend those 3 years in the clink over your 8,600
All right,
worth
so
of
let's
damage,
say, all right,
how would you survive?
all right. So wait, do you want to go 3 years, or do you want to go realistically? What I if
Hold
I
on.
if I would have got jail,
Before we move on to this topic, I just want to absolve you of your sins as
Okay.
the official minister of the No Limit Podcast. Any bull, over the last few months, you have self-sabotaged. You have on multiple occasions gotten your car wrecked for different reasons. Sometimes on your own accord. Sometimes you just get a little bad luck. You get hit on the corner. You have fucked up your phone a few times. You have fucked up an establishment or two. But it is going to get better. Your life can only go up from here.
that's fact.
And the Father of No Limit absolves you of your sins.
Thank you, Father, for I've sinned.
And now it's time to go to the regular outfit.
The decoy's off. I thought you were going shirtless. I was like, what the fuck? Oh, this time I was about to get crazy. Nah.
Now we're all good. Now we're
All
all
right,
set.
so, all right, so do you
How
want to go
would you
3
fare in
years?
prison?
Do you want to go the 3 years, or do you want to go like
Yeah,
realistically what I would have gotten?
Nah,
Let's say I got in jail.
real
All right,
shit.
So say I go to jail for 3 years.
No, forget that case. I'm just saying, make it a 3-year
Nah,
stint.
no, let's just use that case as the example. That's what you're going to jail for. You're going to jail for 3 years for throwing chairs. That's what we did, right? You're gonna go for 3
Yeah,
years.
what's it matter what you did? The time's still gonna be the same.
I'm just saying. That's why you're going to jail. You need a background story.
Well, it might be different because you wouldn't go to jail for 3 years because of murder, but if you do go for something more serious, you could end up in solitary, like what you were in for a second.
All right, so you're going to go to jail, right?
3 years.
Now,
throwing chairs is the cause.
immediately I'm becoming a trans and switching to a woman to go to a woman jail. Off the rip.
Wait.
Off the rip.
That would be funny if you can really do that.
Can't you? If I was like, I'm a woman, and I was really taking hormones and stuff, like say I was really about it, could they do that?
I think you would have to have gone through with the surgery to get a vagina to actually go to a female prison. I don't think you could
What
just...
if I went through all of it?
I don't think
What
you-
if I really went through all of
Yeah,
it?
if you got your dick changed to a vagina, took the hormones...
Fuck, dude, if I was going to jail for life,
Not life 3 years,
I'm just
bro.
saying. I'm saying if I was going to jail for
You'd
life,
go full trans
I would go full
for
trans.
3 years.
I would definitely go full trans.
And then you come out 3 years later
Vagina and all.
with a vagina.
Vagina deep. I would go vagina deep.
That's insane.
Imagine I did that. That would be wild. But no. All right. So if I was going to jail for 3 years, right? Immediately off the rip, like if I know that I'm facing jail time, like for real, I'm working out so hard every day, all upper body, like all push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups.
In jail or before
like
you
leading
get there?
up. Like I'm getting like just stupid cut and like in bulk. You know what I mean? Just to have at least a bit of an intimidating factor. Like they can't just walk up and just fuck with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm like a scrawny little dude, they'll be like, fuck this little punk in jail for.
And then you're going to have that habit build up for
Plus you wanna
the
be
time
strong.
in jail, too. Because you're going to be doing a lot of push-ups in jail.
Yeah, when you're just sitting in your cell and you have nothing to kill time with, you're just going to be like, fuck, I'll do push-ups right now. If you're in shape, you just keep yourself in shape. It's actually like a good way. Jail's kind of might be popping. If you're only going to jail for like a year, it actually might be popping.
Low key, bro. It's funny that the topic's going to kind of switch from like how you'd survive in jail to this no limit fact. I think jail could be a good thing.
I think it could be too.
Like a 3-year stint in jail
Yeah.
could be good for every single one of us, and that's no limit. I'm being dead serious.
Surprised. It would kind of be cool if it happened more. Like, say I really did just go to jail for 3 years.
All the excess technology stripped away from you. You're left there to sit with yourself and your thoughts.
Self-sabotage moment. I left my fucking phone in an Uber or something last night. I don't have a phone. I haven't had a phone all day. My phone's lost. It feels great.
Yeah.
Dude, it feels amazing.
After that first initial feeling of like, fuck, I don't have a phone, when you start to really realize and it sets in that you're just not going to have this thing.
Dude, I have so much time.
It feels amazing.
I have so much time. Like, if you really think about it, like, if you go to your screen time and it says, like, 6 hours, that's really 6 hours of the day, bro.
Yeah.
You don't think about it, but, like, you could be doing other things in that 6 hours other than meaningless shit on your phone. That's self-sabotage, too. Phones. Phones are horrible, bro. And, like, literally, I've only haven't had a phone for not even a full day, and I can just feel way healthier without it. I know that I'm way healthier without it.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That's why I'm saying I think like a little 3-year stint in jail
Yeah.
where it's just you and your own thoughts. You probably got like a bunkmate or whatever. Now, you're going to have shitty days in jail, especially depending on what jail you go to. Mm-hmm. You're going to have terrible days. Like, there's going to be a fight. There's going to be something there's going to be something that goes down.
Yeah.
That's another thing too that people don't get enough of anymore. Like a situation where you're not comfortable, where you got to fucking get out of a sticky situation.
A lot of the shit you learn in life is when you learn it when it goes down. You don't learn it by preparing. You learn it from being in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't learn to, be tough and fight from like watching movies. You learn to getting your ass kicked.
It would definitely suck. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to say I'd rather spend 3 years in jail than 3 years outside of jail.
Yeah. I'm just saying it might not be the worst thing in the world.
It's disrespectful to people who are doing time in jail and would rather be out here with their families and shit.
Correct.
But I do think that for people, just if you took the word jail out of it, 3 years where you don't really have access to technology.
Yeah.
Is just amazing for you. Where
More
you're just
focused.
your mind, you're focused. You got to focus on what you got to do. And for 3 straight years, you're thinking about, all
just
right.
Focus on living is just you and surviving. Primitive.
For 3 years, you're thinking, all right, when I get out, this is what I got to do. And when you get out, you're not going to get right back on your phone and back on your laptop and back to doing dumb shit because you're so used to not doing that.
Yeah, you're broken of it, and you know how bad it is for you, so you're not going to go back to it. It's like...
Dude, I remember when I had an iPhone 6S, which was only like a year ago. So a year ago, I had an iPhone 6S, so I was way behind. I was like 5 iPhones behind. My battery was so bad.
That was my first iPhone.
My battery was so bad, and I actually loved it. Looking back on it, I love it even more because I could only use that phone for the most necessary of things. Like, if I went somewhere far enough away that I had to Uber home, I couldn't be on my phone that day because I had to save the battery so that it would have enough for me to call Uber home. Like, and now looking back at that, now that I have the newest phone, actually not because the 13 just came out, like, I'm on my phone so much and there's no problem with it at all. The battery life's amazing. I could use 10 apps at once and it's all fine. I actually can't wait for 5 years from now when my iPhone 12 is ancient. And I can't go on it all the time.
I'm really like thinking of ways like to not have it.
I wanted to get a little bit ago. I had the idea. I want to get like a Razr phone. I'll get an iPhone, but not put it on cellular data.
And have a computer and just have a fucking phone.
Yeah, like a mobile device, like flip phone, and then keep an iPad or a phone that you can use Wi-Fi.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro,
internet.
like that really might be the move.
I think it is.
Like just having, and like I'll have my iPad.
And that's what even in the jails that are like more upscale these days, and if you can get a phone in jail, nobody's got an iPhone. I don't think they get like the flip phones.
Nah, the only thing that hurts is music. But I have my fucking iPad.
Yeah, your iPad and your phone.
And my car.
Like even if you had a phone that wasn't like connected to a carrier that just worked on Wi-Fi, you could still listen to music. If you have
my car.
If you have an iPhone or an iPad,
aux.
You're still connected to.
I can bring my iPad in my car though. I can download the music to my iPad.
Yeah,
just have everything downloaded.
You download the music exactly. You would download the music and you'd have it all.
Dude,
flying.
I really might go get a fucking just bullshit phone.
Yeah,
Dude,
if your phone never comes back, just get it.
I'm telling you, bro.
Get a Razr.
Yeah.
They probably don't have Razrs anymore. They probably have the
that
equivalent.
would be tough. Imagine I was at the bar, just pull out a Razr. Yeah,
and you would never be texting nobody.
Never, bro. That would be so fire, bro. I have to do this. I'm telling you, bro. It is so freeing to not have that fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, definitely.
It really is, dude. It really fucking is.
So other than the fact that you're more kind of mentally free in jail, I want to ask
Dude,
a
you can
specific
like read
question.
and shit. Like you can make friends. Like it's honestly like camp.
Reading when you own a phone or anything that you're on way too much is impossible because it kills your attention span.
Yeah.
But I want to ask a specific question about this imaginary fantasy 3-year stint in jail. Would you join a gang in jail?
You have to. Nah, do you have to? You have to.
It's kind of like I said earlier, different jails, different purposes, different
but I feel
different
like in a
stuff
jail
goes
like
on.
that, you have to be aligned with somebody.
All right, but would you? Let's say you were in jail and it was all race groups. Well, you would have to join the fucking Aryan Nation.
Yeah.
They're the only ones who would accept you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy too because prison probably gets like.
You think if I shaved my whole beard and just left a mustache, I could join the Latinos?
I think you could. You know a little Spanish.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what your move would be? You'd have to put a beanie on real low to your eyes and just go and just be real short with your answers. Like only talk like real like novice shit.
Yeah.
Like, what's up, Holmes?
How you? ¿Cómo estás? Bueno.
Yeah, like
That's
shit
it.
like bueno. That's your shit. But,
Bueno.
Yeah, yeah, like a beanie.
That would
bueno.
become my nickname because that's
Yeah.
they'd be like,
Yeah.
Why you
and
call
him, that's bueno.
why you call him Bueno? That's all he ever says.
Bueno.
Hola,
That-
soy bueno.
I'm Spear. That's Axel. And him,
That's bueno.
that's bueno.
Why you
Bueno.
call him that? That's all he ever says.
Why you call you bueno? Bueno. Well, I wish I had a beanie right now, dude. I do have a beanie, but it's in my other quarters.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Shout out Beans.
Shout out Beanie.
Beanie Siegel played plenty of poker with him at Rivers.
Really?
He's a classic.
Shout out.
Yeah. You know who else I played a lot of poker with at Rivers, which is funny? Because nobody's really that amazing there, but Deuce Staley.
Ah, is he all right? Bro, dude, I fucking...
No, what I was saying
we
about
should
him
get
is
a
that,
Deuce
like...
Staley framed jersey. Deuce Staley's the GOAT.
He-
Shout
peop-
out Deuce Staley.
He is a Philadelphia Eagles GOAT for sure. Definitely a legend.
I fuck with him so
I
heavy when he
fuck with
played
him
for us.
more than I fuck with Westbrook, honestly. I feel like
Yeah, so do I.
feel like he's more of a legend than him.
Yeah.
Even though Westbrook did more as far as yards and stats and all.
I had a Deuce Staley jersey when I was
But
in
you know he's been
kindergarten.
our running back coach for a while.
not anymore.
Actually not. Yeah, he's not because we didn't consider him for the head coach job.
Dude, which is bullshit.
We
We should have
should
made
have.
him the head coach.
But my comment about him with the poker thing is just it's funny because if you would think someone who's being considered for NFL head coach job would be like mentally advanced, he's just like your run of the mill guy playing. He's not like super
He's
good.
just an
or,
average.
like-
That's just
Yeah.
his job. You know what I mean? That's like you have a job, I have a job. Like that's just what he does. That's
Yeah.
his job. I'm not perfect at my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'm not like a genius because I'm good at my job. Just because he's good at his job doesn't mean he's like a fucking savant at poker.
What was the
What was the topic?
well, the topic was how you'd survive in prison. But I
Yeah,
got
dude,
off.
you can like read and shit.
I
You
got
can
off
get
on
by.
poker because you said Beans, and I said Beanie Siegel, and then played with him, and it goes
I'm
like that.
not afraid.
I think that's a fun thing to do with your mind, though.
What?
Like, if you and your the only way I can think that it actually works is if you and your friend get together and do what we did to come up with the third topic, but just do it with like thoughts or words. Your friend says a word, and you got to say the first word or thought that comes to your mind, and then it just bounces back and forth.
Yeah.
That's a good mental
That
exercise,
is a good mental
honestly.
exercise for sure. Nah, bro. That way we just came up with the topics is pretty cool.
So what do we even start at? So our third topic is, it's sort of like the game Whisper Down the Lane. Hell,
I think I might do some smoothies.
when you whisper down the lane, whatever is the thing first said, it's always going to change by the end.
Ain't that crazy? Remember we played that in grade school? Like we played Whisper on the Land. They would start with like the one person in this corner, and
forget it.
literally by like the 8th person, it would get fucked up. Like how? How's that possible?
It was a substitute teacher we had that day.
Miss Rebecca?
Yeah. She was kind of hot back then.
She
Miss
was
Rebecca, if you're watching this,
Yo, shout out Miss Rebecca.
she's probably a
That's
slamming
even a
milf
hot
right
name
now.
for a teacher, Miss Rebecca, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were calling all of our teachers by their last name because we were in Catholic school, and they were all old.
But she was the hot one, so we were like Miss Rebecca.
So Whisper Down the Lane, the point of the game is to see what it becomes by the time it gets to the end. And it's not supposed to be the same. It's supposed to end up different, and it's supposed to be funny every time what it ends up as. Like if I said to you, the king is back, Bruce Lee explodes again, and it somehow ended up at the end like Bruce Lee lived in China for 3 years of his life. That's what the game's supposed to be. I remember that the teacher told us to play the game, and if we got it correct at the end, that we would get water ice, and she expected us like to do that no problem. And as soon as she realized that it was changing the statement that she gave, she really got mad. She was like, I can't believe you guys, like, are you guys messing with me? Like, you're saying such a different thing than I said by the end. And she didn't realize that's the point of that game. I didn't know it was the point
of the game either. I only had this experience of Whisper on the Lane. This is my only Whisper on the Lane experience. So I thought I was I was paying attention to her.
Well, no,
I was riding with Miss Rebecca.
Yeah, the point,
I was like, why can't you guys get it?
You're trying to get it, but the point is that it's nearly impossible.
Oh, okay. So all right, yeah. That was. But like, why? Why is it so hard?
Because people don't pay as much attention to detail, and then that adds up over time. Somebody forgets one word. Somebody adds one word.
It's only 30 kids. That's pretty crazy. That's a pretty crazy game, actually.
Yeah.
That's a pretty crazy social experiment.
But all that to say, the way that we came up with tonight's last topic is I think we started on fucking, I don't even know. What was the first thing we said? The first thing we said was very bad. Like, could never, ever be a topic.
You literally just said some bullshit, and you said no matter how bad it is, you just had to say something.
Yeah.
But you said the topic first, and it was just so bad, and we were just like...
Somehow we were on concrete.
Microwaves.
Yeah.
Radiation.
My God. And then we ended up with concrete, microwaves, radiation. Oh, no, this is... But it's funny because now I fucked up. We actually came up with the prison topic because of this, the last topic we had in the talk. But this is how we came up with the prison topic. We started on concrete. Then we got to microwaves, and I got no clue, but microwaves was followed shortly after, like a few thoughts after was the prison topic. Yeah. So I don't know where the bridges went from microwaves to how you would survive in prison.
Prison, concrete, microwaves, radiation.
But that was like an interesting little thing.
Yeah, that was cool. That was definitely cool. So yeah, all right, so the last topic we are doing is places you can smell. Now, I feel like there's like moments in time you can like smell.
Yeah, people
like I can
say
like
that.
smell my old shore house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can smell that shit.
People say that for sure.
You know, like I can just smell like that time period. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My one that I wanted to start off with for sure is grade school art class.
Pencil shavings.
Yeah. Paint, dude, dried up paint.
Remember the sharpeners on the wall? It was like old shitty sharpeners that were on the wall.
Dude, my house has one of those.
Does it really?
When you open up the basement door, I don't know if you ever been to the basement, those like concrete ass steps. First of all, if you fall down them steps, bro, you might be dead. It's like 3 stairs, but it's pure concrete with like sharp edges. Really? But when you open that door, yeah, there's a pencil sharpener on the wall to the right. And what's nuts is that's
funny as shit.
They put a fucking they taped like a cat treat box underneath it so it like catches the shavings. So that's pretty tough.
Damn.
But yeah, pencil shavings, paint, your shirts, your art shirts that would be in those bins and like get pulled out that had the old paint on them.
Art shirt.
Why I thought of this the other night, I was decorating a pumpkin and took out paint and I smelled the paint.
I fucked with your pumpkin, by the way.
What, with the black?
Yeah, Maeve's was good too, but I fucked with yours.
I added the paint, a little extra touch, you know.
You gotta block her name out, or you're not supposed to use her government name?
Nah.
Okay, I don't know if you wanted. I don't know if you want her in the No Limit limelight.
Nah, she's all good. That's Miss No Limit, former
Miss No Limit.
Our former camera person used to help us out. Rest in peace. Rest in peace one more time to the old set. But yeah, grade school art class. Like I know if you're out there listening to it and you're like around our age, like mid-20s, you can remember that certain smell of just pencil shavings, paint, your shirts. I really
remember
the canvas, the oil pastels they would pull out on special occasions. The teacher was always some like meth head.
Nah, we had a cool teacher. Remember Miss Deary?
You don't think Miss Deary was smoking up that shit after school?
Nah, she was probably just on shrooms, bro. Dude, you're teaching grade school art class. Yeah, well, I said meth head,
but she's definitely doing some wild drugs. She's out there.
Probably shrooms, dude. R.I.P. Miss Deary.
Really?
Yeah, she passed away.
What was she doing other than teaching art, though? Because she was only teaching art on Monday afternoon.
I think she probably had some art job.
Maybe the art
Dude,
museum.
art's so pretentious. You know what I mean? Like art, like the art world.
It's sort of not, though, because anything could be art.
That's why it's so pretentious.
Yeah, everybody's going to judge, but in reality, pretty much anything is accepted as art.
Sure. But, like, I don't know. I think art's cool. Like, I went to the art museum, actually. Shout out my mom. I took my mom to the art museum on Mother's Day. Little date. You know what I mean?
This past Mother's
Yeah,
Day.
take your mom out.
See, dude, you were doing good fucking
I
wholesome
know,
shit
dude.
like that, and then you
Dude,
just went downhill.
I was cooking dinners. I don't know. I gotta get back on track in my life. But, yeah, I went to the art museum. Dude, art museum's dope. Like, I never go. Bro, it was crazy.
I never been there without being on a tour.
Yeah, dude,
with
no,
other
to just, like, walk around it was great. It was actually really cool. Yeah, I would definitely go back.
Can you smell it, though?
Nah.
It don't have a certain smell.
Nah, and you know what? It's funny. Like, going there, I thought I was gonna smell like my trip that I went. Like, you go on, like when you go to the art museum, I didn't smell it. I could definitely smell kindergarten. Sharswood. Like, I could smell kindergarten. I can smell the school.
But is that somewhere that you personally smell? I feel like anybody can remember the smell of an art class. It has that certain smell. You're talking about your personal memory.
School just has that smell.
Yeah, school has a certain smell. It does.
Especially like in the spring, like when you're like first getting in, or in September when you're like those first like days when it gets like cold and shit, and then like in the spring when it's ending. Yeah,
definitely. But
grade school in the spring was fire. Like in May, tough. Yeah, that was definitely the best month.
But you had one. I'm trying to remember what it was to get you started on it, because you said right before.
We both need Tums.
Any bowl has like a super flavored Tums,
it's like a fucking jumbo pack. It's like a fucking. That's what they brought to World War II with them in the fucking.
You know, you got heartburn when.
When you have Tums.
Yeah, when you got the different flavored Tums.
Industrial Tums.
You got tired of the basic.
Yeah, dude, the mint blows.
Where else can you smell though? I remember you said one before we started.
Say one. I'm trying to think of it too. You're distracting with the Tum Talk. Tum Talk. Tum Talk. Tum Talk. Nah, the baseball stadium, like local like baseball fields, like ones you played on as a kid. Definitely had a smell like when you're going to like your first like t-ball game and shit. That definitely had a smell. I can't believe my sports.
You could definitely smell, to bring it all the way back to the beginning of the episode. You could definitely smell church. Church has a certain smell, like wooden pews,
old people.
Death. Old people perfumes and colognes, like perfumes.
People who are like about to die collectively gathering, and just giving off that like death ass.
Yeah, and you know what makes it so true? That smell was not in church on major holidays when like your generic people would be there, because you know that when you would go on Christmas and Easter, it wouldn't have that. But if you showed up to church on a Sunday in June, it had that church smell.
Old people are gross. If you really want to get down to it. I think all old people
eventually
are gross.
We'll be old, though.
All old people are gross.
Talking about our species.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll be old and gross one day. I kind of don't think I will. I kind of think I'll be like a dapper old man. I think I'll be pretty fly as an old guy. You my dog geeking?
What's he trying to get in?
I don't know. What are you trying to do?
Honestly, let him in, because we're about to wrap up anyway, so it'd be cool to like kind of have him on, and even if he knocks out one of the wires or something, we'll be all right. Charlie?
I don't know what he's doing, bro. He's going to town on his balls, I think.
What is that, your tail or your foot?
That's his foot, bro.
What you doing, bro?
Charlie.
Come on, Char. Yeah, what's up, Char?
He knows we're filming. He said, nah, I'll leave his dick. He literally poked his head in. He poked his head in. He poked his head in and just like walked away. Like, oh, you're filming? I'll see you later. My bad.
Where's the cat, bro? We gotta have the cat.
Dude, I don't know. Little Lily.
All right, it's official. Next week, both the dog and Lily Bean.
No, you gotta bring Fred. Bring Fred. Hold Fred in your lap. I'll hold Lily.
Fred would run and hide. You know cats would do that. Whenever you bring them to a new environment, they hide.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can't do that. But
you wouldn't sit on your lap?
We will show your two. No. We will show your two animals.
Yeah, Fred is a little bit of a wild card.
He did me filthy yesterday for the first time. He cut my finger.
Oh, is that what I got the Band-Aid on?
He didn't really mean to. Yeah, and I got a couple of little scabs right here.
Did you yell at him?
Smacked him in his head.
Did you feel bad after?
No, not at all. Because I was petting him, and then he, like, put his claw out, and I really don't think he meant to hurt me. He, like, got in there and tried to pull away. And when he tried to pull away, it just stayed on. And he, like, lifted his paw all the way up, and my finger was literally, like, with it. To the point where I screamed. I was like, ah! Because he had it, like, hooked in there. It felt like he was touching my bone, bro.
He hurt you.
And he pulled it all the way up.
He drew
and
blood?
And then he was trying to like get it out because he could tell he was hurting me, and he just kept like yanking it more. That's how deep it was. That he tried to get it out by like letting it loose and then going like this, and he just kept pulling it. And then I finally like lifted it up. I had to like lift the.
Were you like bleeding?
Dude, my finger was bleeding, like leaking blood.
That's crazy. You were like fighting your cat.
Yeah, nuts. And then after I cleaned myself up and I came back, he didn't know what he did, but I just gave him a little smack in his head.
Pussy.
I've never been mean to him at all. At all. Never. I remember my last cat, I didn't like her. I wasn't mean to her, but like, you know, me and her just didn't interact. But I've never been mean to Fred. Always loved him.
What do you think of pit bulls?
Had to smack him in his head.
What do you think of pit bulls?
Never had one. Probably won't.
I hate your dog.
Mine?
Yeah.
My dog hates you. I don't like her that much either. My dog's like a situation with my old cat. Me and her don't really vibe.
What's her name?
I take her for walks though, Holly. She likes me for that reason because I take her for walks.
Yeah, we do hate each other. I don't know why. I wish we didn't, but it is what it is.
Yeah. But
Sometimes
next
it's
week
like
for sure we will be saying Charlie and Lily.
Lily Bean.
Lily Bean is the full
Bean.
name.
That's what I call her.
All right.
She's my little Lily Bean.
Well, stay tuned next week. We're gonna see any bulls, animals, and that's been it for the
Cat
No Limit
Dad.
Podcast, episode 52, the first official. Just me and you, just the classic boys on a new set.
And that's not to take anything away from Mary. She did great. She's a great friend of the podcast. I definitely want to have her back on just for like a normal sode, you know,
Yeah,
chilling
100%,
like this.
3
on
topics.
the set, like on this set, like chilling. But yeah, no, I think this looks fire. I think it's, and then we do got to figure if anybody watching can help us. I just want to get rid of this flag. We need to find out something we can put there that's not the flag. I don't want the flag there. But for right now, it's there.
I think we gotta go wrestling. We gotta get like a nice old school wrestling portrait.
We should get like a big ass one though.
Yeah.
Like, see how this is like 24 by 36. We should get like
of
a
like
fucking
of like the
40,
WrestleMania 6
61.
Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior standoff.
Yeah. Or Andre the Giant coming out in WrestleMania 3.
Yeah.
Like in that like little fucking thing, like just coming
that's
out.
fire.
That'd be a tough one, bro.
That would be tough. All right, but that's been it for real for the Nolan Podcast, episode 52. Don't forget, it's still season 3 because that shit's never ending. Peace.
Love yous.